Here we are, game number 2. So, this map here will get you right into the action. This map is called Alpine. And on Alpine, there are 8 boars. I think it's 8. I'm going to trust my memory, but yeah. Okay, 8 boars on the outer ring, or I guess like middle ring, that surrounds the 2 individuals. Players are right next to each other. And then they work from the middle and they move to the outside, right? So the better wood lines, gold stones, hunt, everything is going to be further away from the player bases. Now, players can access every boar. So what Kapotch is doing here is really smart. It's a little bit risky as well, but he's going to make a move and run over here and snag this boar, leaving this boar available and this boar available as well. So, in theory, if you're aggressive enough, you could end up getting 5 boars. Kapotch house trick? No, not hopping inside the house with Khmer. Saving the villager, good job. Things could get a little dicey here. Kills that boar. Weakens this boar. Kills that boar. That was really well played from him. Now, in 3 villager starts, players can be really lamey because, like, you want to take the boars as quickly as possible, but you only have 3 vills, so it's really complicated early on. Look at Matador quick wall here. We haven't seen either player use their horse to try and block boars yet. They just haven't seen it at the right times. So I don't have a way to put a boar counter up on screen, but I believe it ends up being 4-4. Or maybe 5-3, actually. No. It's definitely 5 to... No. It's 4-4, right? Because there was this one which just decayed. There's these 2, and now this one. I think it's 4-4. Kapotch took the one that was far away here. Matador took the one that was far away here. All right. Now, Magyar is fantastic with the scouts, so that's to be expected. Khmer are as well. And I do think this is a situation where the Khmer player should make a barracks. Now, every time that I have covered a game with Khmer with Dave over the last couple years, he gets really bent out of shape about this particular topic. I like that, though, because he's got heart about this particular topic, right? And he always talks about how you should make a barracks with Khmer because too often because you don't need the barracks before the stable. Players with Khmer are dying because they need spearmen, right? And it's a very valid point. I do not think that you should add the barracks on the way to the next age, though, because then you are working your way... You're working against a bonus. You don't need to have spearmen until a few scouts come out from the opponent. So what I do and what I would suggest, and not saying Dave necessarily disagrees with this, by the way, but it's something that I think is important to clarify, is you make the stable first so you can make it faster than your opponent. And then after like a minute or so in feudal, then you make your barracks. Or you could just wall up everything and keep everything else close to the TC. It actually looks like it's going to be an archer range for Kapotch because he's gone to gold. Matador also lumber camping out here. And Kapotch did see that with that horse. Matador did not find his opponent's lumber camp. So again, a slight difference with the scouting, I would say. Soul Scour, thanks for the 49 months. Says, T90 knew quite the upsets with Nikov and Sebastian beating Leary and ACCM in Qualifier 1. Yeah, and I think they beat them pretty convincingly as well, right? Nikov beating Leary 4-1. Wait, I think you got it wrong. Oh, well, it was just the way you worded it. Yeah, Nikov beating Leary 4-1 was an amazing result for Nikov. And then Sebastian beating ACCM wasn't as big a surprise to me because I think Sebastian's level has been ridiculous. And he also is very close to beating ACCM in like NAC qualifiers, for example. But still an upset, I agree, and I think it's good for the game. Certainly means both of those players are going to be in this qualifier, and it's their last chance, right? If they don't make the top 16, ACCM and Leary, people are going to be losing their minds. So Stable's going to be on the way here for Matador. Again, let's look at his scouting here. He knows about the woodline. He knows about the golds. And now he knows about the archery range. So he'll be aware that this is going to be an archer opening. It's an interesting one right now if you're Matador because you're Magyars and you have cheap scouts. So you want to keep doing that. Your opponent hasn't shown a barracks. So you could, in theory, just go scouts against the archers. But you're always like, man, then I can't kill anything. Like, everything is protected with walls. And so in situations where there's walls, it would make more sense to maybe add that archer range and go for skirms. I love this. I love this tower. This tower gets me real excited. No one else seems to be as excited about this tower. Come on, people. Show some hype for the preemptive tower. Let's go. It's all right. YouTube, I promise. People on live streams are usually a lot more excited, okay? It's really fun if you show up. So that's good. But, yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Capwatch knows about that. Scout's going to come in here from Matador and chooses not to lose the scout HP, but he's definitely reminding Capwatch he could commit to kill the villager there if he wants to. Now, Matador, again, I love this. He's using that speed and really being annoying. Okay, next time Capwatch won't garrison. Guarantee it. Watch. He's like not going to fall for it anymore. Notice how he's not garrisoning anymore? He's like, nope, not doing it. Not doing it. Now he's doing it. Oh, let's go. But yeah, I think if there was a barracks instead of a stable, then it would have made sense for El Matador to go for skirms. But skirms would be vulnerable against scouts, which is why Capwatch is adding them. But I think maybe, like, we might need to see a situation for Matador where he drops a blacksmith to get armor, walks out to this gold, gets a little bit more gold so we can get bloodlines. Like, if it's scouts and archers against just his scouts need to be stronger or in a high enough number. Over here, the horse is just peering over the trees, watching the villagers work, wondering if anyone will feed him as he hasn't eaten in a while. Villagers are not interested. And Capwatch must really have a headache right now because of the activity from Matador. And finally, the archers appear. See, that's a lot of archers. That would scare me. But there's not a lot of scouts. Fletching's now in for the archers, though. So this is where you need to have armor on your scouts or bloodlines or both. Finally, a villager goes down. Scout does die in the process. 1-to-1 KD. Remember, guys, that Capwatch does not know about that tower. It's a really good addition. I think there's an overchop here, by the way. That will need to be rewalled. I was worried that Matador wouldn't be able to get his blacksmith up. He has it up. His micro's been really good, and he definitely has put Capwatch under enough pressure to show there's some cracks in the armor here, right? Bit of idle TC time, which isn't something you want. Matador will have 9 scouts now getting the bloodlines upgrade. And he sees activity from Capwatch on this side. So he knows the army is on the way. And he actually sniped the weak villager as well. That's a doink right there. Weak Vil from bringing in a boar in Dark Age. I love how active Matador is being. Like, he got destroyed in the first game, right? I mean, destroyed's maybe harsh. But he got outplayed. And so it could very easily get in your head. It could affect your confidence as a player. And he hasn't allowed that to be the case. Now, I'm concerned that there is a hole there. Now, it's unlikely Capwatch will dive, but if there was any moment, this would be it. Yeah, he chooses not to go through there. I swear there's a hole right there. I guess neither player realized. I think Matador could kill this army. If he had armor, he could kill this army. The scouts have left for Capwatch. Capwatch leaves his units just on their own here. The scout meat shield would have been really helpful, but so would armor. I think bloodlines is enough where he could maybe get a clear here. But that extra armor would have made it an easy clear here for Matador. Yeah, that needed to be better for Matador. Overall, it's still okay. 13-5 KD. Look at the farms here for Capwatch. And Capwatch actually towering. And towering the gold. Oh, wow. That's not something Matador expected, right? That's the only gold that he could get here. He chose to build his tower on his wood, which makes sense. Trying to kill these archers. Really just needs that armor. And he's taking less damage from the archers. Yeah, I assume he knows about this gold here, but he isn't interested in it right now. This game's going to get crazy, guys, if it hasn't been crazy already. Now, Capotch has to continually re-wall this, and if he does that, we are going to see the problem that Full Scouts presents here. Also, did Capotch steal that farm? I'm pretty sure that was not Capotch's farm. I think he walked forward, clicked the farm, and stole it, or... you might need to delete that there, actually. The villagers might actually go there. Okay, Capotch, maybe he doesn't know, but the villagers will automatically move to farms if they don't have another farm to work with. That is so funny. Anyways, 8 scouts out and about for Matador. He's soon going to click up to Castle Age. Capotch is going to go full feudal, making scouts and making archers. So the army will be stronger for Capotch from here on out. This combination is really strong, especially with some of the upgrades. But once knights come out, if knights can even be afforded, because Matador still isn't on gold heavily, then that's going to change the game. Okay, there's 2 stolen farms, but like, I have to assume, I think it... Did the villagers automatically steal the farms? The fact that Capotch doesn't seem to know that's happened is weird to me. I've never had vills automatically take someone else's farms. You always have to manually click them. But maybe he thinks it's his, and he's clicked them over there. I don't know. We're going to have another tower here from Matador. He is. And now adding more scouts would make a lot of sense. Adding another stable would make a lot of sense as well. This can get very dangerous for him. Basically, Capotch has to use his timing. If Capotch can't find a lot of damage, he's going to be up against upgraded scouts and knights in the next stage. How many knights is still to be seen? Matador basically has, like, his scouts are as strong as Capotch's scouts, plus Capotch has the archers. But man, oh man, was that tower a good idea. And another villager taking the farm! I mean, finally, freaking thieves are getting punished, you know? But that's like, what, 3 vills dead because of these freaking farms? I swear to God, they're doing it again! The vills don't have other farms to go to, and he's sending new vills to farms, and then... This is killing me, man. How does Capotch not just realize and delete those farms? I normally don't say... I'm normally not that critical of players like that. Like, I try and find a reason why they would realize it, but he clearly knows. That's so funny, man. Matador needs to get more vills on gold for consistent knight production. I mean, the scouts alone are going to get the extra attack, and then he can get the light cav upgrade. And the farming eco is really the area he's going to want to focus on. Having said that, there's a lot of vills. Ooh, Capotch ran out of that gold, so now these vills will need to be walled in. That's not going to be easy. El Matador with the lead. I would love to see a town center in this back area, protecting the stone and gold. He's going to go there? Wow, that's a surprise. I think that makes life very difficult for you, because you then have to focus on a completely different area of the map. But you could argue it also controls a really important area of the map as well, long-term here. Stable stays up for Matador. And now Matador has to find kills, and there's farmers here! I just can't get over that. That is so funny. That is just so freaking funny. Here's another farmer. Boom, she's dead. That one makes sense. And scouts are gonna move over here. Don't tell me, like, that TC were to get denied, that would be unbelievable. 70%. I don't like the fact that Matador ran out here. I love the aggression elsewhere, though. He's all over Capotch. Yes, you can hop inside the houses with Khmer, but that still is work as a player, and then you have to send them back to work, and your vills are idle. Let's see if Matador can defend. Now, he's got 5 vills on stone. Could fit them all in the tower if he realizes. He's looking here. He does lose a few vills here. Nice job from Capotch to get some counter damage in. Remember, the big thing that I pointed out with Matador is he's still running around killing vills here. Because he didn't have a ton on golds. That should slowly change because he has that TC up. We don't have any spearmen right now for Capotch. But he has a lot more gold income, so he can make knights. I actually think the lack of knights right now for Matador could be a big issue. This could snowball on him. Knights are just so superior to Light Cav in their stats. 40 extra HP, 2 extra attack. Monks being out there, though, to convert any knights could be really nice. Capwatch needs to swing some scouts over here to deal with that. Like, honestly, this TC bothers me so much. So, I'm Matador's teammate, right? I think if Matador simplifies his game and just has that TC here, I love his position right now. But I'm worried that he has so many different areas to worry about that there's going to be a moment where tons of multitasking is needed, and he's going to miss one of the areas. Now, that would be my issue. But, like, you see what I mean? He's got to have to react here, and that is so far away from everything else he has to worry about. Love the aggression from Matador, though. Love how he continually makes Capwatch work for it. It's just moments like this you wonder. And maybe he was planning on a TC here, but... Oh, he notices? He notices? He's a god. The man is a god. Beautiful quick walls there. And does also lose some villagers here, but he's also underneath the TC here against Capwatch. Told you guys this would be a pretty competitive series. Also told you guys that lack of knights is an issue. I think Capwatch can win this game. Just, guys, don't go to these farms. Wait, now Matador has them? I think the villagers are just defaulting. Like, if they run out of a farm, they're defaulting to those farms regardless of who built them. I don't think the players manually click them. Yeah. 12 knights against 18 light cav and 2 knights. Capwatch, if he can continually produce knights here, he can make up that Vil deficit pretty quick. He just needs to kill 10 Vils. There's 10 Vils around. He gets in on the gold. The fight's happening here. Matador is losing this game now. Crazy. And it's just crazy how much you have to do right? How consistent you have to be. But it really was just the lack of gold. Now he's going to catch up with the knights, though. He is on gold. Remember, he still has that extra attack. It bothers me so much. Like, this eco would be so protected if the TC would have been over here. Matador in this game has monks to protect his farming eco, which you love to see. Still has lots of idols over here, though. Capwatch has kept this competitive. Look at resources collected for a minute. When's the last time we looked at Capwatch's base and, you know, he had to really deal with anything? It's been a long time for him to chill. Plus, he's commerce, so things are very efficient for him. And that eco KD... Oh, the farms were deleted. Nice. Wait, where's this Vil going? This is a bug, maybe. That Vil is going to these farms. I think this is a bug, guys. Watch him automatically steal the farm. That never happened before. That's a bug. That is 100% a bug. And it's screwed up. Oh, my God. I guess you only noticed it because of the map. But, like... The bug has hurt both players considerably here. It's a balanced bug, guys, because both players are affected by it. No! No! Oh, my God. This is brutal. This is so brutal. This is so important for both of these two. Crazy. So it's 10 knights for El Matador. It's 14 knights for Capwatch. And Capwatch actually ran out of this gold and can't TC this gold right now. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Matador able to use that speed to breathe now a little bit. Farmer's still farming, by the way. Capwatch sees that. Capwatch is like, that's my farm, you fool. Monk hoping for a conversion. Will get it, I think. Yep, does get it, which is great for Capwatch. And, you know... It's been a wild game. It's been a really wild game where I think you having that Khmer bonuses in and out of houses, farming kind of anywhere in a messy game, I think it's going to be really nice from here. Because like where I don't think that bonus shines as much is in a really clean game, right? Where everyone can kind of have the perfect eco. That's definitely not the case here. Matador is going to TC all the way over here. So man, oh man, is he going to be spread out. He's, like, completely abandoned this area. Capwatch might never check down here, though. So that could be a really safe area. But it is, in some ways, stabilized. If you really wanted to make a bad joke, you could say this game has been pretty stabilized since the start because they've both been making scouts and knights, but I'm not going to make that joke because I'm not that guy. All right? You guys can make that joke. Capotch seems to know that, like, Matador's got to be somewhere with those vills and is looking around. Would be incredible to find that. Just realized double bid axe just came in for Matador, so he didn't have that the whole time, but he does have the villager lead. He does have wheelbarrow. And he does lose 2 villagers there to some knights from his opponent. Capotch probably still like, where on earth are the vills here? It doesn't make any sense. And, oh, a big find for Matador on the berries. Beautiful stuff. And he added in some more light cab because he knew that monk was around last time. We'll see if he continues to commit here. Seemingly he's forgot about this. That will be nice defense from Capotch. Matador just wants to go kill the monk. But the units wouldn't let him path that way. And he's got to click away here. He's got to click away here. What a great game here. All right, guys. Who wins this game from this point? Who do you think? El Matador or Capotch? Interesting, a lot of people are saying Capotch. I like the Capotch guess because I think his eco is more compact. And I think he's going to be able to afford more knights. He also didn't die in a situation where a lot of players would have died. I like the Capotch guess. Matador's advantages have kind of slipped away somewhat. But it's a really close game. And Capotch built the house here so we could hop inside, but he's got too many vills around. This is what I like from Matador. Now he is poking and prodding. Man, he spread out his... Like, I would never spread my eco out like this. The answer on if this is good or not is it depends. But, like, you just really giving your opponent so many opportunities. Your army is going to be... Your armies can never be close enough to respond to every single raid because of spreading it out like this. Whereas Capotch, everything's close by. So if he sits his army around, he should be close by. He needs to have some activity here, though. Matador heard you guys vote for Capotch and said, no. I'm not going to allow that to happen. Of course, the +2 attack has been working for Matador. He's now getting +2 armor. Crazy quality from both these two. And we see TC number 4 as well. What a game. This is a banger. Hello, YouTube. Also, I actually love the fact that Matador is getting Bodkin Arrow solely for his TCs. Because he's had a real issue killing all the knights with the town centers. I actually think that's a good move. Usually players are just going to get fletching. I can't actually give the math to you to say like how much more helpful that's going to be. But he needs the TCs to do something. And man, the fact that he reacted there is insane. 20 knights versus 20 knights right now. 5 monks versus 5 monks. 80 vills versus 80 villagers. Ow. What a close game. Upgrade advantage for Matador. Monks are here ready for conversions. There's no light cav out in the field right now for Capotch. Oh, man. Oh, man. Big engagement. All right. How many knights can they click? You have to grab like 3 of your knights and go kill the monks here. That's what both players have to be doing. It's interesting because neither player is doing that. Those monks are healing. So, like, the fact that we're not seeing those knights get picked off is something else. Matador loses most of his monks. And Capotch able to save some of them. There is a knight here killing vills. And then this villager here is going off somewhere. Maybe a TC gather point issue? I'm not sure. Capotch pretty heavy on stone somewhere. He might be thinking about a castle right here. I think there's no way Matador is going to overtake the army right here unless he makes Capotch work somewhere else, and he's done that. Look at the KD, guys. Look at that. Matador still trying to raid different areas. This is so good, man. That is so difficult to do. Look at all the areas he's in. We joke about his APM and how fast he is. This is crazy multitasking. But if he gets castle dropped here, look how many vills are exposed. Oh, man. It's going to be a rough time. Hey, you can tell Capotch is waiting for that moment. Healing up. preparing himself. And can El Matador get more knights? These knights here are weak. I think, again, those messy games, just not having to drop off your food eco at your TCs or your mills is really nice. Matador finds some villager picks. Also finding a villager there. Also, Garrison's here. His multitasking has been unbelievable. I do wonder if he's made a little too much work for himself, though, splitting up his eco like this. Like, is he giving his opponent opportunities? Or is he protecting crucial areas of the map? Castle's about to go down. There's going to be that castle. This is an area where Matador is already losing the fight. I think you just have to abandon this area. You can't be too committed to it. And if Capoch knows you've abandoned it, he will dive. Capoch needs gold right now. Pretty badly, actually. No, he has this gold. Sorry. I guess he was Garrison, and he has that gold. So, yeah, he's got access to gold. Now, there's going to be someone, most likely named Tim, who's going to say, why not Pikeman T90? And my answer to all the Tims out there, oh my god, gate, house, gate. Sorry, Tim, I'll be with you in a second. TC, Bodcanero, boom. Nice protection there from Matador. My answer is Pikemen lack mobility. And if you're going to be making pikes, you can no longer afford knights with all these TCs producing bills. So it is actually just more effective to just continually go knights because you can use your speed as a player. And oh, that's big for Matador. I've been waiting for this. Waiting for him to pick off those pesky monks. And he gets all of them. So I'm not hating on the pike idea. I think pikes can actually be really good. But only when you get a healthy knight number and you can justify switching into something slow. Which might be soon for Capoch, because Capoch's food eco is wild. Matador's food eco is struggling in comparison. He did lose some of his food eco here. Timberfluff says, my name is Tim, how dare you? Or were you thinking about pikemen? Was I right? Sorry to all the Tims out there. I'm not making fun. I'm saying Tim brings up valid points. It's not an insult to the Tims of the world. We respect the Tims here. Matador 0 on gold. Because this TC hasn't been on Garrison. Yeah, I just like the TC positions. I'm telling you, man. Like, if Matador were to ask me, like, what's the situation? Like, why did I lose? You made life too difficult for yourself. You spread out in too many different areas. And it's just, the game is twice as hard now. And that's GG. That's GG. Capoch just killed 30 vills over the last few minutes. Over the last minute. And he's got the Kimura economy, which is really smooth. And El Matador is scrambling to stabilize like an elderly man on ice. On his driveway. I don't know. Who's also named Tim. Unfortunately for Matador, the ice, which is Capoch, is going to be far too punishing, man. Capoch is so good. Like, you give him the opportunity to pick different spots, and he's going to do it. And this game, like, might be emotionally breaking for Matador because he had a nice position to take advantage of, and he was so close to beating him. But now, man, Capoch is in his element. This is life on easy mode for Capoch. He's not going to lose from this position. He's got more knights than his opponent. He has 140 villagers. He's on his way to the Imperial Age. And you can just kind of continue to do more of the same. This would be that position where you could justify dropping a bunch of barracks and maybe going for pikes. But do you really need to go for pikes? If you have the knight advantage, you could argue that you don't really need to. So, felt like the perfect time for the imp upgrade as well, right? But guys, am I crazy? Or do you feel my theory of simplifying the game and keeping your TCs in somewhat similar locations is smart? Honestly, I should clarify that I think it's a preference thing. I am not as quick as Matador. But, like, Capwatch isn't as quick as Matador. And everywhere, like, he would sit his Knights and Monks here, and then the TCs were really close. I think having everything relatively close really helps you in these scenarios. I think that combined with not having villagers on gold at a certain period of time, and Capwatch being a maniac, kind of all played their roles. Capwatch finding kills back here. Again, to my point, because eco is so spread out, it is really hard to keep track of that. Matador is probably looking at this. He's probably also controlling this. And he just does not see this. And Capwatch continues to take advantage of it. And now this is even worse. This is what we call emotional damage. Because Matador will send his vills out of his TC and will realize, oh shoot, I've lost like 10 farmers. You can kind of see the bodies there too. And Castle goes up for Matador. But Imp is going to be in for Capwatch. And in a very fun game where we found a bug, by the way. That bug is going to need to be something I report. Capwatch wins. That's what Alpine can bring for you. I will say, it is extremely rare that games make it to Imp on this map because it is so aggressive and there's so much that can happen. So my hat that I'm not wearing goes off to both players, and my salutes go out to them because they both played really good games. Capwatch the favorite in this series. If you're seeing this game on YouTube, you want to see the full series, it's going to be on the Extras channel, which we'll have in the description. But yeah, I felt a lovely game there. And how many fills died because of the farm book? That's kind of interesting. Look, it happened again. So to clarify on how it usually works, usually if you have a vill that runs out of a farm, they won't reseed that farm if there's another farm of yours around. So they will move somewhere else first. But it seems like in the most recent patch or something, there's a bug now where they'll go to any farm and just farm away. So it auto steals farms. Man, back in my day, you used to have to manually steal farms. Man, they added auto farm steal as well? What are we doing, devs? Anyways, there's the KD. It was a fun game. I'll report that. 10,000 more resources collected there for Capwatch. Just crazy. And apparently Matador was faster, but a lot of that speed might have been dealing with raids in different areas. Capwatch is certainly fast himself. And just all about the proper timings and decision-making. I don't know how a player like Capwatch can stay alive against what came his way in early Castle Age. It was so impressive. He was like 15 vills behind, 2 minutes later to Castle, and he still won that game. Just so crazy. He has such a big fighting spirit, and there's a reason this guy is, you know, like late 30s now and still able to compete heavily at a high level here in Age 2.